All right, ladies and gentlemen, so let's take a look at our bracket, shall we? So I'm going to create one for you guys. Hang on a second here. So we got the first round of the playoffs, right? The Winnipeg Jets and the St. Louis Blues. Now, St. Louis been cooking recently, but they did slow down. Calgary almost caught them. So you know what? I'm going to have to go with the Winnipeg Jets there. Great pick. Ensure you make all your selections in order to submit your bracket. Got it. All right, so there's my first one. Next up, the Dallas Stars and the Colorado Avalanche. The battle of Mikko Rantanen. Oh, I want to pick Dallas, but Colorado just looks way too good. And if Colorado beats Dallas, Mikko Rantanen is going to be in a bad position. If they win, that's great for Mikko. It's vindicating, but I'm going to go with the Colorado Avalanche, ladies and gentlemen. Vegas and Minnesota. So the Vegas Golden Knights avoided the St. Louis Blues there. Minnesota got back up. All right, so I'm going to obviously just go with the Vegas Golden Knights there. Sorry, Minnesota. Vegas, come playoff time, they are a real threat. And then the LA Kings versus the Edmonton Oilers. Now, we know the LA Kings have lost 3 in a row to the Oilers in the first round. Should I go off the board here and go with the Kings? I mean, thing is, it's McDavid, and I think he didn't even take the regular season seriously this year. I think he's got his eyes focused on the main goal. You're talking about the most recent Conn Smythe winner. I think it's going to be way too much. And you know what? McDavid has to feel very confident against the Kings. He's done it 3 years in a row. I'm going with Edmonton. And now we got, what is this? The amount of games? Oh, man. Winnipeg against St. Louis. I'm going to say that in 6. I think St. Louis will be a pain in the ass. Colorado over Dallas. I think that one's 7. All right. Coming down to game 7. McKinnon versus Rantanen. Vegas versus Minnesota. I'm going to go 5 there. Sorry, Minnie. And Edmonton and LA. I think LA will put up a show. Maybe 6 there as well. So there is my Western Conference brackets, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get the East. The Toronto Maple Leafs and the Ottawa Senators. The Leafs have never lost to the Ottawa Senators in the playoffs, right? The last 2 times I went to game 7, and I think the time before that we swept them. I gotta go with the Toronto Maple Leafs, all right? But we'll get to the games played in a second. I think it's going to be an interesting series. Now, Tampa and Florida, the obvious choice here is the Florida Panthers. I'm actually going to go off the board. I'm going to go the Tampa Bay Lightning, all right? Florida has been feasting on Tampa Bay recently, but that Tampa Bay squad reloading, bye-bye Steven Stamkos, hello Jake Gensel. I'm going to go with Tampa. I'm going to say that they're going to upset them, all right? And that's going to help out the Toronto Maple Leafs on their run. Washington and Montreal. Sorry, Montreal. Washington is the real deal. And Carolina and New Jersey. I don't know what to make of this one. I'm actually going to go with the New Jersey Devils, all right? I think Carolina, after losing Natchez, after losing Rantanen, I wasn't impressed with them this year. New Jersey, I'm going to go with them. So the Toronto Maple Leafs and Ottawa, I think it's going to go Game 7. I think if the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to have a deep playoff run, they're going to have to slay their first round Game 7 demons. Toronto, Ottawa, Game 7. The same as it was in 2004, the same as it was in 2002. Tampa and Florida, I'm going to go, this one's going to be off the board a little bit. This is going to be 6. Game 6 overtime for the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm calling it. Washington and Montreal, 5 games. All right, gentlemen, sweep. And New Jersey and Carolina, this one, I'm going to go 6 games for this one as well. So there is my first round, ladies and gentlemen. Now you got the Elite 8, the Winnipeg Jets and the Colorado Avalanche. I'm going to go with the Winnipeg Jets. I think they're going to have themselves a year. Connor Hellebuck is going to be there. Colorado, sorry, Winnipeg, it might be their time. The Vegas Golden Knights and the Edmonton Oilers, again, Connor McDavid, the most recent Conn Smythe winner. I think he's going to have himself a playoff run. And look at that, an all-Canadian Western Conference final. That could be real nice. Is he going to ask me for the games played? I guess not. Over here in the East, Toronto and the Tampa Bay Lightning. You guys know what I'm going with. The Toronto Maple Leafs, ladies and gentlemen, and then the Washington Capitals. Bang! So we have 3 teams from Canada in the conference finals. That would be fantastic. Now, over here, Winnipeg or Edmonton. Yikes. This one's tough. Do the Edmonton Oilers get back to the Stanley Cup finals from last year, or is it time for the Winnipeg Jets? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going back with the Edmonton Oilers. I think they're going to make it back to back, all right? Then you go over to the East with the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Washington Capitals. This one hurts. This one really hurts. I think Alex Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals, boom, they're the team, man. And then you got the Stanley Cup Finals, the Edmonton Oilers and the Washington Capitals. I think the team that lost it last year, the man who won the Conn Smythe last year, they're going to get it done this year. I'm selecting the Edmonton Oilers, ladies and gentlemen, to win the Stanley Cup. Predict the total number of goals scored in the Stanley Cup Finals series. The total amount of goals scored, all right, in the final is probably going to go game 6. 3, 18, let's say 21 goals. All right, there it is. I have read, submit the bracket. Bang, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. That is my bracket. So you don't actually do the amount of games for the second and the third rounds. There you go. That's my Final Four. There's my Stanley Cup Final. And in the 24-25 season, I have the Edmonton Oilers winning the Stanley Cup. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear what your brackets look like. Yeah, Johnny Superbman's bracket. So we got Bramo, Taco, Caden, Guy97, Libor. Oh, all these guys. So you can join, ladies and gentlemen. 2B Cocaine Domsky, cancel the fucking bracket now!